24/7, I'm Rachel Smith. Well, conditions on the ground in Gaza are worsening by the hour as Israeli strikes pound the Palestinian enclave. Meantime, aid agencies are warning that hospitals are nearly out of fuel. The Advocate Channel's Mike Valerio has the latest.
Blasts cut through the darkness of the occupied West Bank as Israel Defense Forces search for alleged Hamas operatives. Israel is now warning a ground invasion of Gaza is imminent.
Our troops are ready, equipped, prepared, and armed with both ammunition and a clear mission.
The European Union is now concerned the war will overflow into other parts of the world.
The risk of a regional spillover is real. And this is exactly what Hamas was hoping to achieve. And this can derail the recent and historic rapprochement between Israel and its Arab neighbors.
Now, with fears of a humanitarian crisis in Gaza spiraling out of control, Egypt has opened the gates to the Rafah crossing. Crews are repairing and repaving roads as humanitarian aid vehicles sit and wait to enter.
The shortages are going to kill many people. It's absolutely life or death at this point.
Israel reports around 200 hostages are in the Gaza Strip, including bodies of dead loved ones being held for ransom. A majority of the hostages are believed to be alive.
All people abducted by Hamas and Islamic Jihad and in Gaza, they have to be unconditionally and immediately released. Holding hostages this way is a war crime.
I'm Mike Valerio reporting.
Representative Jim Jordan once again failed to win the speakership in a third round of voting on Friday. The House, which has been without a speaker for more than 2 weeks after Kevin McCarthy's historic ouster, remains effectively frozen. A dire situation as Congress faces a government funding deadline in November while crisis unfolds abroad in Ukraine and with Israel's war against Hamas. In other news today, pro-Trump lawyer Kenneth Chesbro has accepted a plea deal by the Fulton County DA's office in the Georgia election subversion case. Chesbro agreed to plead guilty, pay $5,000 in restitution, and perform 100 hours of community service. The attorney was also ordered to write a letter of apology to the citizens of Georgia. Like his former co-defendant, Sidney Powell, he has also agreed to testify for the prosecution in both the Georgia and federal cases as well. Chesbro is accused of helping orchestrate the fake electors plot in the state of Georgia. Meantime, special counsel Jack Smith hit back at Donald Trump's attempt to dismiss the election fraud case against him based on presidential immunity. Smith says no such protection exists for former presidents, but there is temporary immunity from criminal liability while in office and immunity from civil liability while in office and afterward for official actions taken as president. He also points out no court has ever alluded to the existence of absolute criminal immunity for former presidents. Well, Democratic Senator Laphonza Butler of California says she will not run for a full term next year. California Governor Gavin Newsom appointed her to fill the seat left vacant by the passing of Senator Dianne Feinstein. Butler said she has spent the last 16 days considering what kind of life she wants to have, service she wants to offer, and voice she wants to put forward, and decided not to run in the upcoming election. Butler told the New York Times she will be the loudest, proudest champion of California for the rest of her term, but this is not the greatest use of her voice. The U.S. Army private who fled to North Korea in July has been charged. 23-year-old Travis King was charged with 8 counts by the U.S. Army with desertion, among a series of other alleged crimes, according to a charging document. On Wednesday, he was detained at Fort Bliss in Texas, where he is being held in pre-trial detention. In September, King was released from the North Korean custody and returned to the U.S. after he, quote, willfully and without authorization crossed into North Korea. In a statement, King's mother said she loves her son unconditionally and is extremely concerned about his mental health. Well, thank you so much for joining us for AC 24/7. For more, go to theadvocatechannel.com and be sure to subscribe to our YouTube page. For the Advocate Channel today, I'm Rachel Smith. Take care.